Face to face with a creature named Mershen, the heroes watched this apparent champion flex and strut. Trying a diplomatic approach turned out to be fruitless, as Mershen insisted on seeing them as his next challenge. Tulak animated a skeletal giant for aid, while blows and grapples were traded throughout. The Lady Gilda nearly took the beating Mershen had promised, but ultimately he began to flee when the battle did not go his way. It became obvious that his contingency plan was to release the ghasts, but the heroes had smartly foiled this in advance. And so, with continued flight, Kruka kept pace and buried his axe into Mershen's back. Pushing forward once more toward a room with rhythmic noise on the other side of a door, Tulok took it upon himself to drag behind and slay the centipede creature while it remained subdued. When the rhythm stopped, and with a kick of the door, ready to face whatever deadly forces that may lay ahead, the heroes stumbled into a very unanticipated and unlikely sight. A tavern with Morlocks as patrons, a Drider as a bouncer, and an empty stage for performances. When everyone went back to what they were doing, the heroes decided to make another attempt at diplomacy. However, when asking about Javaki, the creature in charge of flesh warping, they were told to sit and wait like the rest of them. As Gilda and Kruka sidled up to the bar for a drink of mushroom brew, Tulak wandered onto the stage. The Drider called out for him to stop, and Tulak began to put on a light show with his magical prowess. And that was when the heroes were challenged to a battle of the bands with the house performers, Shadow Malice.
Hey there, creatures and denizens of the North. We have a favor to ask of you. We want you to go out there and tell one friend about our shows. Word of mouth is so important for a grassroots network like ours, and each and every one of you can help a new listener find us just by mentioning one of our shows to a friend, a DM, or some rando in the streets that looks chill. We'd also like to remind you that we've got a free public Discord where some of our most dedicated fans hang out at unchartednorth.com/Discord. We'd love to hear from you. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Bring it on. And if you really like what we do, you can help us create these shows and get some cool other rewards while doing it at patreon.com/unchartednorth. That's it. Enjoy the show, baby!
Hello and welcome back, listeners. I don't remember how to start these.
Heyo.
You just do it like you're Scotty and the Zoo's sidekick.
Oh, I'll never be Scotty and the Zoo's sidekick. That's
It's Jamesy Boy in the petting zoo.
perfect. Well, since we're going into this adventure, and we know for a fact we're starting today with Battle of the Bands, I figured we could actually take this time to properly talk about what instruments we play and whether or not we've taken part in anything like a Battle of the Bands. There's almost always a good story that comes out of some shit like this.
Well, I'm going to hop in here real quick just to get me out of the way. When I was in elementary school, we had the option of going into band And by the option, I mean every single person did it except for the bad kids. And we did extra gym class with the principal.
And we did extra gym class. So you were a bad kid, were you?
Yeah, where he tried to put life lessons into us. So, and no one in my family did anything to do with music. I tried guitar for a little bit. It didn't stick. I tried singing in a metal band for a little bit. We ended up just drinking a lot. And yeah, that's it for me in music.
That's actually just how metal bands work.
Oh, God.
Freeman? What do you got? I mean, we know about the tin whistle, the accordion, the skin flute. What else you got for us?
Got him.
I'm also an avid smoker of the meat cigars. No, I started with keyboard. I got dunked on that one.
Just the face you made that the listeners won't get.
I started on keyboard with my sister when she took like a high school music class, my oldest sister, and she taught me, I think it was a really basic version of The Rose on this keyboard we had. And then I was immediately hooked to that. And I ended up downloading a whole bunch of Final Fantasy sheet music and just plugging my way through it very slowly to try and learn them. And I had this thing where I had to learn the song and I would memorize it. I was never any good at reading sheet music. It took me a very long time, but I was really good at like memorizing every step of the way. And so I would just slowly learn it, memorize it, and then play it as fast as possible. That's what I would always do.
Okay.
For whatever reason. But I never really trained the piano very well. I never really trained on any instrument very well, to be honest. I always just like hit a basic amount and then just did it on the side for fun. So yeah, it started with keyboard, mostly keyboard. And then when I worked at the dinner theater in the hometown, eventually I picked up the whistle and the accordion in pretty quick succession. I've no Battle of the Band stories, but lots of crazy theater live band stories. But yeah, it was. I've played those for a long time, and honestly, lately the accordion's kind of the main one that I play now. Again, not classically trained, but it's the one that's just easiest to walk over to, pick it up, put it on, and just chord through a song and sing a little bit and get a little musical fun out of the way for the day.
Why we call you Weird Freeman. It was for a different reason, but it makes more sense because of the accordion now.
Man, Weird
The
Al
world
is
according to Freeman.
such a good musician. It's actually shocking.
He really
It's
is.
shocking. He's
Like
really good.
Those songs that he puts out that are just like his songs of wicked awesome accordion music, like Hooked on
Yeah.
Polka and a few of the other ones are just just great.
Like I don't necessarily like the music, but it's impressive. His ability is impressive. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. So funny. I remember watching a video on YouTube a long time ago of him doing like a live concert he did, and it was the whole intro was this really long medley of like famous popular songs, and they blended just seamlessly together, and it was him on the accordion up front like jamming it, and I was like, this is incredible. Like it's like no one who would have thought to do that other than Weird Al, and he just kills it.
There was a comedian who did it with the Ken and D, like all the songs that are in that
Oh, yeah.
note line. Yeah. But yeah, another comedian. I understand that's Weird Al's primary.
Yeah,
vocation.
fair enough. Yeah, was it Drew Carey? Because he could barely be called a comedian.
No,
Oh,
no, it was
come on,
some
man.
guy on. I think it was on Comedy Now. Ugh,
Drew Carey show fucks.
dating myself.
Scott, when's the last time you watched Drew Carey show?
I don't know when it was still on TV.
Yeah, so I actually recently gave it a rewatch, and it's got its moments, but I'll be honest, all of the moments are Ryan Stiles and Diedrich Bader, and almost
Yeah, I
none
was
of them.
gonna say
Almost
that-
none of them are
yeah.
Drew Carey.
Yeah.
The funniest person in that show is Diedrich Bader.
Buzz beer for the win, baby.
Buzz beer for the win. Yeah. Oh,
What
and,
about you, Duncan? You got any Battle of the Band stories?
Battle of the Bands, no. I was a solo piano player, and still am. So I never like played along well because I always wanted to be the center of attention. And I mean,
explains
I
that.
think
Because
that's
that is the
pretty.
keyboardist in the band.
Yeah, I mean, like I got to university level of performing classical piano, and now it's more just I don't really have a venue for that, so it's more of like a meditative act at this point. And can poorly play some other instruments, but you know.
Duncan's experience with the piano is like the opposite of mine. It's the inverse. I've barely learned anything technical, and I don't even really play by ear though. And it just it just like kind of goofed around. He actually studied.
The whole the collaborative aspect of music is a bit lost on me, but the like Weird Al, I can play some niche music that would be pretty impressive to the right person at the right time. So if you want to see some Mendelssohn, come on over to our Discord, listeners, and you can see my poor recordings.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good Discord event.
Well, I mean, I guess that like being a solo pianist is the best for Battle of the Bands because you don't give a fuck about anyone else. You're ready to throw down.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, though. You can't hide your mistakes like you can in an actual band.
Yeah,
my social cachet went up so much when people just started leaving pianos around in major cities.
Yeah.
Because you can't really bring it with you most of the time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You're TikTok famous now.
Yeah.
Crazy. I really thought at least one of us would have like a Battle of the Band story, but I've also never done one, even though I was
I thought you would
ready. Yeah, right?
I think
so
I've been to
been
a couple
in
when I was in
bands.
high school, and they sucked.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I did the AV for a couple. But like I play bass, and I have played bass since I was like 9 years old. The peak of that is all self-taught, but the day I learned Maxwell Murders is like, and I nailed it flawlessly to the song was one of the most proud days I've had in my life, as like alone in my bedroom. I also dabble in rhythm guitar. I used to play lead, but I broke my pinky and it got set wrong, so now it doesn't move. So it's got two positions, and that's extended and locked.
On
There's
and off.
nowhere in between.
Oh,
Yeah,
Plays slide
Good
guitar
times.
really well.
yeah. I do normally keep a metal slide on it for like rhythm and blues and stuff like that. I dabbled in drums briefly. I played alto sax all the way through junior high and high school. I played trumpet briefly. I had a trombone for a few years as a kid. Like music was a huge part of my life until I started moving around so much.
yeah. I will say when I picked up the whistle, it was like it took me a little bit to get down, but when I got it, I remember our band director at the time at the Dinner Theater just looked at me and he was like, "You found your thing. This is your thing. You're way better at this than you are at the keyboard." He was really brutal about it. I was like, "Oh, I know. I knew right away." I was like, "No, you're right." He's like, "You don't know it well yet, but I can tell like you found your thing." But I never really explored it. I think I should have explored more woodwinds and reed instruments and stuff. And there's a part of me that still would love to. So I'd love to learn the sax. I think the sax would be one of those things I would love to learn next, like along with like something like the clarinet.
Yeah,
But,
sax is tough because it is loud 100% of the time. There is no like volume regulation. It's just annoying.
Yeah. But that being said, I remember when I played in that band, they used to say that the person who gets laid last is always the bass player, unless you have a keyboard player. So they
honestly,
that's the keyboard player. And then I learned the whistle, and they were literally like, "Are you just trying not to get laid? Like, what is wrong with you?" And then like literally 2 months later, the accordion. They're like, "What the fuck, dude? What are you doing?
You're going in the wrong
You're
direction."
fun."
Yeah, as somebody who's played in numerous metal bands and punk bands, I can tell you that is not a stereotype. That is just how it is.
It's just how it is. Yeah, it's a shame too because
until you move to stand-up
there's literally
bass.
nothing without the bass. There's nothing without it. It's crazy.
Once you start playing stand-up bass, things change dramatically.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah,
there's a huge swing.
Mm.
So we have the makings of the weirdest fucking band of all time.
We do.
You know, piano, slide whistle, bass guitar. You just need to get Scott on like the cymbals or something.
Making a light show.
The Scott can be like, what's that fella? He's in an English band. I think they call him Bez.
He's just a tambourine.
He's technically listed as a percussionist, but he literally just dances with the band. That's been his whole
like
career.
half the members of Slipknot.
Exactly.
I'll be the hype man.
That's not a shot, listeners.
he's a member-
I love
he's a member of the
Slipknot.
Happy
I've seen them
Mondays.
live like a dozen times.
He was
but,
never the English band, the Happy
it's
Mondays,
true.
and he basically just danced and like played the maracas.
Yeah,
That could be-
maracas,
Scott could be our
tambourine, the
Bez.
most patronizing of instruments.
Oh God. Well, We all know where this segue is going. Because you are about to enter into a certain type of combat, a battle at least, of the bands. And as shocked as you all were,
more hyperbolically in this case,
shocked as you all were when I said it at the end of the last episode, this is literally written into the adventure as an option.
You're just using that as a deflection for when it all goes terribly, aren't you?
So this room is kind of uproarious at the moment, and this little rat folk has come out to ask what the hell's going on, watching Tulak start this performance on the stage, and the Drider has basically made a directive or made a command saying, "Battle of the Bands."
Now, I want to say this makes so much sense if you have like a stereotypical D&D party with a bard in it. But we never play with a bard.
Nope.
None of us. So
that's not true. We had a bard through most of Local Legends.
Yeah.
Damn it. That was years ago.
Let me. So this is kind of a battle of the bands, but it's also just a performance off, as it were, to a degree. So here's what's going to happen: at this point, despite what you were trying to do, Kreka and or the guild at the front, you may take your pints with you, but you are now being shuffled towards the stage. And
before this gets started, I have a very important question.
Okay.
Is it good? Like, is the mushroom beer good? Does she enjoy it? Like, does it just taste like Worcestershire?
I drink that shit.
It's not nearly as refined as Worcestershire.
Okay.
You ever see that meme? You ever see that meme of the dude? It's a dude and his girlfriend. And he's like, "I have something to tell you, but I just don't know how to say it." She's like, "Don't worry, you can tell me anything." And it just says Worcestershire sauce.
That's pretty great. We should find that one and throw that in the meme room. I like that a lot.
It kills me. Oh god!
I might actually just do that to my fiance when she gets home tonight.
Just do it. It's perfect. If there was ever a perfect meme, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. So is it like a watered down, like if I took like an English pale ale and mixed it with mushroom ketchup, I'd have about the consistency.
Yeah. Especially texture-wise, it's like gritty and definitely unfiltered to a disgusting degree. There's chunks of something in it. It's not nice, and it stings. It stings going down. You know it's boozy. Right. Oh, it's boozy. And it's gonna.
So she's gonna make eye contact with the Morlock behind the bar as she drinks half of it, just one go, just aggressive eye contact, like just establishing her dominance as she hits this pint.
It is like his like sort of milky white eyes kind of grow wide, and he just like smirks, cracks a smile, and says, "Should have tried to purchase some of the special stuff." In a language you don't understand, of course. But you guys get sort of slowly shuffled towards the stage, and the rat folk kind of walks up and looks around, waits for you to get to the stage, and just says, all right, we're gonna challenge us, are you?" Well, Shadow Malice won't step down. Walks back to the door, hammers on it a couple times, and then there is a trail of the band members coming out. So you have this rat folk who is clearly the singer. You have this Durgar dwarf come out with this like folding drum set attached to her waist, and then you have this mostly what's the word I'm looking for? Like clad, like just clad in like shrouded. Thank you. Mostly shrouded in clothing and like a mask and stuff, like darker skinned creature, or like pale dark. It's kind of strange, like gray color, I guess, light gray. Holding a massive lute, and then this lizard, sort of lizard or almost reptilian creature come out, also wielding a lute. A lute? Is it a lute? Yeah. He's got two lutes and some drums. Oh no, sorry, that's my bad. The The reptilian creature has a lute. The shrouded creature has a Theorbo. Big, massive.
Oh, Theorbo.
Yeah. And
Shout out Thorn.
they shout out Thorn, and they all sort of like take positions, and the rat folk gets up front again and says,
All right, let's get to it. Here's the deal. We'll each face off, 1-on-1. Each of you pairs with one of us, and then do whatever you want. We'll see who comes out on top.
so one of you, or all of you have to go, but any one of you can choose a sort of combatant, as it were, to perform against or alongside to see if you can one-up them. And you can one-up them in whatever performance way you feel is appropriate. You don't have to play an instrument here. You can.
Does
just
it
do
have
whatever
to
you
be a
want.
performance role?
No. You can kind of do whatever you want with this. But it's up to your imagination. But being the challengers, you have to choose who you go up against. I don't care if you play a song or give me some acrobatic nonsense, display of strength, whatever. 1-on-1 for now. We'll see how the crowd feels.
Gilda points directly to the lizard folk, like just you.
Okay.
For the listeners, he is jacked and has the world's longest downed mohawk. Like,
Yeah. Here's just I'm just gonna show it to everybody here.
Yep.
just ripped.
Basically just wearing a loincloth and big old loot in his hands. It looks well reinforced, mind you. And I will say it's
The loot or
technically
the
not
loincloth?
not a lizard folk.
Okay.
Just throw
Crocodile folk.
Lizard is
yeah, but very reptilian in nature. Okay, so Lady Gilda, you want to go first, or are you just choosing your challenger for now?
She's just choosing her opponent.
Okay, so when you get up on the stage and get next to,
Right. The pale lady with Gozash.
Is this in common?
Let's see here. I think it starts in common, but they can actually switch to common. Sorry, it starts in undercommon, and they can switch to common once they realize you may not understand. And so they end up doing a little bit of both for the crowd and for your sake, making it easier.
Okay.
And, okay, so Lady Gilda, you're up with Golzash is his name.
And what about you, Grayskin?
Pointing at Krucka.
Well, I'm known to hit, so I'll go against the best hitter you have and be against their percussionist.
Okay.
The Grayskin against Kragala. And you.
That's a very pretty name.
And you, wiry one.
Pointing at Tulak.
Well, if you're trying to throw down the gauntlet, I'll take you on myself.
Versus Raita.
Raises a hand in the air. Casting dancing lights herself.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's a fucking rave up here. We're just doing like poi with dancing lights.
Okay, so-
the system is down.
The system is down. We installed that light switch so you could turn the lights on and off, not throw light switch raids.
Now let's crack open that glow stick into Homestar Runner's Mountain Dew.
All right. So starting off, you get to. We have to figure out who's going to go first here. Do you guys? Anyone want to volunteer, or should I roll for it?
I mean, Tulok and this guy are both already throwing up dancing lights. Maybe they should.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So the rat folk, Raita, is going to start just flipping some dancing lights around, and you start hearing like these mysterious sort of noises bounce around the room, as well as she casts ghost sound, and starts humming like this really haunting melody, is basically just maintaining this and adding a little variations to it. And what I need you to do is roll whatever check it is you're trying to do and beat her DC. She's got they all basically have a static DC because they are the performers here. They have a reputation. You have to beat their DC if you want to show them up a bit.
Okay. Now, do you want me to tell you what I'm going to do?
tell me what you're gonna do, and make an argument for what check you want to make, and we'll see where we're at.
So Tulok is sending around these Jesus Christ, what are they called? Lights? Dancing
lights?
Makes sense. Tulok is sending around these dancing lights up into the air, and they're changing
Stare on these
color.
lights and make them dance. What are they
And
called?
and then they kind of come down to the floor, and they're just circling around his feet in a kind of an eerie purple color. And he reaches into his backpack, and then he just pulls out this torch and holds it straight up in the air. And then all of a sudden, it lights up, and it's his ever-burning torch. And then he starts to juggle it, and not worried about the flame and the heat, is getting it really close to himself and between the legs and over the shoulders, and just really ripping it around. And he's going to roll an acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
That's a natural one. I'm using hero point.
Oh no.
14 on the die for a 27.
All right, that's much better. All right, that so Right is like basically using ghost sound to add some like rhythmic like drumming a bit, and it actually causes you all to turn your head towards Kragala to think that thinking that she's joined in, which would be against the rules. And then you hear some boos from the audience because of this, but they can't quite see that it's not the case. But Rita just like goes through, like it continues forward with it anyway, thinking it's a solid performance. And but you manage to like step her up on this one, and just like, you know, take the momentum of like people thinking she's cheating a little bit, and just like you kind of use that rhythm against her, and they think, oh, that's a clever way of doing it, and you succeed in showing her up in this moment.
He throws the torch up into the air, and it falls, and he catches it in a deep bow, and then it goes out.
Nice. Okay. Who wants to go next? You got a good solid amount of applause on that one, Tulok.
So Krugga will use the Ring of the Ram.
Nice. Good bit.
Just
good bit.
brain the Durgar with the Ring of the Ram.
No, he
Point blank range.
Krugga's gonna whip out one normal light hammer and one returning light hammer, and with one in each hand, he's gonna go around the room in this big performative percussion kind of dance around, like hitting off everything. He's throwing the returning light hammer in this big percussive performance display. He's dancing around like
Okay.
So
What skill are you arguing for? Because I mean, Kragala is definitely just like doing these awesome rhythmic drum beats, like changing up the timing, and like it's really, really like structured and odd. It like kind of leads you one way and then takes you another, and so it's really solid.
I think this would be an acrobatics.
And acrobatics, you see you're throwing your shit around, getting a little loosey goosey with that. Okay, all right, yeah, go for it.
26.
Yeah, you follow Tulok's lead, and like you manage to like throw your shit and bang your shit on stuff to Kragala's beats, but not only her beats, but like when she switches up her timing, you don't miss the beat. You just stay right on. You catch on right away, like you read music from a book before. And then you just manage to keep up, and it really impresses everybody. Like, oh yeah, Kragala, you're doing something cool, but like for him to match you, awesome. So you also have a success on that.
It's about the drums you don't hit.
So a bigger round of applause comes in for that. And next up is Lady Gilda and Golzash.
Yeah. I have two ideas, but I think I'm going to go with the one that I like better.
Okay.
So Gilda makes her way off the stage to like this table in the corner here. And then has Krugga order a round of the strongest liquor they have. And she's just going to Marion Ravenwood the shit out of this situation and just have a drinking competition with this jacked lizard folk.
Classic Indiana Jones.
Okay. This is okay, hold on here. This is
You can veto this idea. I have a bbackup in case this doesn't work for your scenario.
well, this is
but my first idea was
unconventional,
just-
but I'm not against it. But it's unconventional. What crew of bar flies doesn't love a drinking competition? However, it's sort of like it's what you're doing versus what they're doing. So you're obligating Gulzash to do what you're doing, as you know.
yeah, follow the leader. Yeah.
But that's not the rules of the competition. So what I think it will have to happen is, yes, they'll do it as long as you also have to do what they would do. So you both have to drink and you both have to play an instrument while you're doing it and pull shit off. To twofer.
Play an instrument specifically?
Like so far, it's been, Kruka could do whatever he wants, and then Kragala could do whatever they want. They just happen to play off of each other. You're obligating Gulzash to do something that they wouldn't normally do to perform. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
right.
They'll do it, but they'll also Nox is her name. Will hand you the Theorbo and be like, if you're gonna go drink for drink, and then you also get to play a little something on this versus the lutenist. I'll do a little of yours. You gotta do a little of mine. Kind of deal. What's your backup idea?
My backup idea is have somebody bind her, like tie a rope around her, have all of them check the knot, and just flex her way out of it with that.
Show of strength. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
That might be more in your favor on that one. That's up to you.
All right. I really wanted the drinking competition.
Yeah,
but,
fortitude save versus fortitude save. Drinking competition.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Right. But this isn't.
but
I challenge you to do something. This is not that. This is you do something, I do something, and see who's more entertaining.
Fair.
That's what we're at.
Right. Yeah. So she'll have Kruka and Tulak bind her in 50 feet of rope, and then she'll have each member of the house band double check the knots.
Yeah.
Make sure they're nice and tight. When everybody agrees on it, she will just try and flex her way out of these bindings.
And you get some real looks like the more like that was at the bars stumbled his way over closer to the stage. The bartender is now at the end of the bar. Even the drider is book has not glanced at the book for a bit, and everyone's eyes are on there. And you get tied up, and each member of the band walks by and gives her a nod, and it gets a little bit more exciting for everyone every time there's a nod and says, "Yep, yeah, looks good. Yep, looks good."
Okay. And you have a DC in mind for this?
Yeah, it's the DC's gonna basically remain more or less the same. Which I haven't revealed it obviously, but yeah.
Okay. No hero points.
We'll assume the you gave the okay to your teammates who tied the knot that this level of security is enough to perform without making me locked in here per se.
Now, can I also? This happens every time you do in these games. There's always an opportunity to do some sort of action in front of people against them, and every time the caster's like, "Can I do guidance on them without them noticing?"
There are mechanics for that actually, but it's I don't know if you have it. There's an.
I don't mind this sort of thing, so long as if there's a way for you to hide it. So what are the components of guidance?
It is. Oh, it's just verbal.
Verbal. So it's one of those things we don't really cover so much, but a verbal component, you can't just whisper it. You have to say it loud.
But it's a special feat.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, standardly you have to say it loud. So you can't really hide it. If it was simply somatic only, I would say you could hide that.
Yeah, it's called Conceal Spell. It's a second level wizard feat. You hide your gestures within speech and other movements. So when he's tying, he's talking to Gilda, he could hide the spell.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, Corvin had it. Yeah.
Okay, pass.
So yeah, it's always such a great idea, but there's usually something that kind of stops it. When you're
I was just figuring if there's a lot of cheering going on, maybe
right. Yeah.
But that's up to you.
There's a buzz, but I don't think there's a lot of cheering right now.
Okay, copy
it's
that.
just a buzz of excitement. Yeah.
Don't get a swell head
cool.
over there.
All right. So you're effectively escaping your own custom straitjacket for this, and Golzash is just gonna start jamming on that lute. I said, baby, and it's like the
Belcor
worst
is
song
gonna
you've
save
ever
me.
Just jamming away to a song that like makes you roll your eyes, but the whole crowd loves anyway. And roll me your check, Lady Gilda.
Derivative.
That's not great. It's an 11 on the die for 26 athletics.
Okay. You start wrangling with those ropes. You're like, do I break free? Like, do I find a little bit of a weakness in the knot? And you're kind of like struggling along to the song and following the lead of your teammates. You know, there's a bit of rhythm to the song, so you start moving yourself around to the song, whether it helps or not. And eventually, you find yourself with a little bit you find a little weakness in the rope, and you're like, oh, I can break for any time now. But then you stop and go, no, wait, I'll wait for a good spot. And you wait for like a proper moment in the song where it kicks off and you just bust free, and you have a regular success on your hands. With the perfect timing of this like the crescendo of the song, and everyone's like, "Ah, this is awesome!"
Right when he gets to the word Wonderwall, she just
Yeah.
pulls up the ropes
Exactly.
just to try and stop the song.
Yep. But of course, it's in Undercommon, so you know.
Right, but she knows the tune.
Shout out Oasis. I love that song.
He was buying the Act Oasis.
Boo. All right, so you've managed to show this group up pretty well. However,
Yet none of us played an instrument.
there is
It's more like a talent competition than a battle of the bands.
that is the what you call the individual phase. So now that you've got the crowd riled up, Rita takes the stage again. She says, "All right, I've shown that they can now battle us properly. Now it's a proper battle of the bands. Let's see what they've got." And they get into position and they just start rocking a song. And they just like screaming and hooting and hollering like, "Yeah, we're Shadow Malice and we're the house band and you know us and you love us." Blah, blah, blah. And they just like rock this song out that's like really just like high energy, and all the Morlocks are like kind of like, "Yeah, this is great," blah, blah, blah. And they finish their song and they turn to you, and Rita's just like, "This is for performers, friends. Show us what you got." And they literally hand their instruments over to you.
Oh God.
But here's the deal. One person has to take the lead on this to roll a performance check. But for everyone succeeded. So everyone gets you can aid with performance. Wait, hold on. Let me just double check the rules on this here. You can do an aid check and you get a +1 bonus. Oh shit, hold on. Let me read it proper here. It's just a little worded, a little weird. So one person is the lead performer. Any number of heroes can aid at this check. In addition, the leader's performance check gets a +2 bonus for every critical success, +1 bonus. Okay, so you're automatically getting, whoever's the lead automatically gets a +3 to this check, and then everyone else can also aid in whatever way they want. But the lead person has to do something with the performance skill. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So you don't all have to play an instrument. They're all ready to hand them over, but the lead person has to do something with the performance skill. Automatically, it's a +3, and everyone else can aid in some way, attempt an aid check in some way.
Okay, I have a +4 in performance.
We're +11.
I got a 3.
Yeah.
You have a +11?
Rucka.
Yeah, he's a natural performer.
And smart too.
Of course,
You can tell by all the social grace that he has.
I mean,
So what he's going to do is wave away their instruments and start singing in
This is Duncan's proper debut at role playing. Everybody,
Oh,
can't wait to hear the opera.
I can be a hero.
I should have
baby.
rolled before I said what I was going to do, actually.
Okay. So Krukka's got to take the lead on that. Let's put him front and center on the stage. You get a +3 to this. And what are you actually going to do? Try to attempt some opera, and what did the other two try to do to aid?
Yeah, I would like to do that, but I don't want to attempt to actually have to do it.
Oh, come on.
Okay. Yeah.
Figaro. I'll do it.
Yeah. We'll do. He'll do the opera. He will just.
Okay.
It might be really good.
It's really good for this tavern. Is the thing, right? So
Yeah.
The bar is low. Let's be honest. I mean, the song they just played was pretty good, even you have to admit. But world's your oyster down here.
All right. So.
Yeah, Tulok will like when you go to the opera, it's like telling the story and you got people singing, they're acting and they're doing all sorts of things. Well, Tulok thinks that like he's got to add some like flavor to the setting, and so he's going to be the guy in the background who's making the lightning noises, and we'll use
like you find a metal sheet out back and just shake it for thunder.
yeah, and he's going to use intimidation because he's going to be getting really into it.
Okay, all right, Gilda.
So if Tulok's going to play the heel, Gilda will take the role of the protagonist in the opera.
Okay.
And like appeal to the crowd for their assistance in their effort to banish this foe with her diplomacy.
So you're gonna be like, are you gonna be doing like a speaking role over top of like the melodic singing? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know what opera we're performing, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, I would like
say
to
it's
do
an
one that's
improvised
not
one.
completely anachronistic. So
Go ahead and say it's not pre-written.
yeah, but it will sound suspiciously like a tune you know.
So here's the thing. Here's what I'm thinking, is that if it's an actual like above ground opera with Gilda's society rank, there's a good chance she actually knows what opera it is.
Okay.
Tulok
here's
has
the
no
thing.
idea.
Does Krukka have an opera in mind, or is he just going to speak in a language no one understands, which is pretty typical of an opera, and just sing anything he wants?
The language that nobody understands you're thinking of is German.
No one understands German. It doesn't exist. It's a fake language.
Yeah, having not as a player known enough about the backstory of any of this stuff that I don't want to like step on toes culturally in the written lore, he is just gonna make some shit up and sing it in Draconic.
I love
Tristan and Isolde would have been a good pull for this.
I like to imagine at this very moment, Draconic sounds a lot like Klingon.
Yep.
And you're now doing the Klingon musical.
I rolled a natural 20 on my intimidation for a 35.
Damn.
Nice.
Okay, that's another
Okay.
+2, so you get a +5 to this check.
We did never settle on whether or not diplomacy was okay for that.
Well, I guess you still need to settle exactly what you're doing. So
Right.
Krukka's going to sing in Draconic, something that no one really knows or understands.
You know what? Maybe she'll just do a coin drop to windmill to dead drop instead. Just pull out her b-boy skills.
Yep.
Okay, so you're just going to do like some physical interpretations. You're going to do an interpretive
She's
dance
gonna do-
effectively.
Yeah, she's going to do very slow breakdancing, which in this case will be akin to ballet and full plate mail.
Oh god. Okay, and you want to roll? I assume you want to roll acrobatics for that.
Actually, because we pivoted, I think society's probably my better role. I have a better skill in acrobatics, but I think society might actually be more accurate because this is not something she's trained in. She's never done a ballet to an improv opera before.
Mhm.
But you can
so
make the
many
call.
of us have.
You're trying to use your knowledge of how people perceive the arts to like perform. Is that the idea?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. I think that's pretty fair. I'll allow it. Roll me some society.
Nope. It's a 4 on the die for a 14.
Oh, shitballs. Well, it's not a critical failure, at least, so you just don't aid. Wasn't far off, though. All right, Krucka, you perform your draconic Klingon opera with a +5 to this check.
Plus
Show us
5.
what you got.
A 7 on the die for an 18. 23 total.
23.
We knew we were gonna fail this, right? Like we have no illusions of winning this.
Say meat to beat. Say meat to beat.
23 is 1 above success.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch.
As far as these Morlocks are concerned, you have knocked it out of the park. And you just get a standing ovation. Everyone's just like, that was amazing. And all of the dudes behind you are just like, what the fuck just happened?
I read it in a
the
book
fuck
somewhere.
just happened? And Raita walks up to you, Krucka, and just like looks you real short, just like on tippy toes, looks you in the eye. It's just like, yeah, you got guts. You're lucky this time. Does like a thumb in the nose action. Next time you meet Shadow Malice, we'll take you down. And then walks away, and everyone just follows Raita's lead, and they just walk back through the door into the green room, essentially.
That's hilarious.
And you have made your mark on the Warped Brew Tavern. For
Fuck
better or
yeah.
for worse.
Better make a plaque or something.
What do you do now? Everyone starts. Everyone's like kind of a little excited, but they all kind of settle back to what they were doing eventually, and go about their business. A little bit more at ease with your presence.
Does the
Gilda doesn't speak the local language, so she speaks the only language that she knows and goes back to the bar.
Alcohol.
Yeah, Krucko will follow them and continue on with his line of questioning that was rudely interrupted by a battle of the bands. Where he was gonna flip his last gold to that bartender and ask some more if he knew some more about Jaffa Key having been in there.
And the bartender is like, you walk out of the bar and you start asking questions, and he just goes, "You're having another round of drinks, right?"
I suppose.
All right, I'll give you a discount. 4 gold. Which is still robbery, of course.
Big time.
Anything in the gold range or silver range would be considered robbery in most
especially for
civilizations.
the swill you're drinking.
Let's start with information instead.
And he looks down and he sees that you still have a full mug, essentially, because you didn't have a chance to drink it.
And it tastes
All
terrible.
right.
We're looking for Jaffa Key.
We're all sort of looking for him. Well, them, it, whatever it is. Well, sometimes he comes. Sometimes they send, I don't know, one of the minions. And they take one of us away. A rumor says we get shaped into something better, something more powerful. We Morlocks, we become the Dresh can.
Which he says with like a slight amount of reverence, but like just like a thirst, like a craving. Like, oh, that's what I want.
He put a little stank on it.
Oh, yeah, let's
Leaned into it a bit. Which way do the minions go, and which way do they take you after?
There's only 2 ways there, but you can't go without an escort. The doors to the east in the arena. But no one dares go past the giant mound of death. The other way is through the testing grounds, which are its own sort of danger. You never know what's in there, ready to rip you apart. They bring us when they're ready to escort us with safety. So we wait.
And the escorts, are they Dreshkin?
No. The Dreshkan, they serve their own purpose. It's usually one of Jaffaki's kind, one of them Sugathi, or one of Ladazenx's kind.
And he points over at the Drider.
Changes day to day.
And how often do they come?
Can't say. You just never know.
And they won't even thank him.
Did just tune up the victor of the testing grounds. It doesn't sound like it's going to be that rigorous.
Didn't you almost get killed by getting pummeled on the floor?
Yeah, that's one of the three. If we spread that damage around a little bit, we'd all be fine.
That's the Tulok leans over and just says, "Figure out where the testing ground is."
Yeah. Where is this testing ground?
The east of here. It's an observation deck of sorts. Sometimes you can see through it, sometimes you can't, but that's Sugathi territory.
And based on his basic, I guess, instructions, you would know that it's that room there that you were above, saw all the bloodstains in.
Yes, I think I know it. Well, your beer is terrible, thank you.
Do you want to see some of the good stuff? Maybe.
I have been burned by an offer like this before, but okay.
And he excitedly pulls a crate out from underneath the bar and sets it on top, and there's just a random smattering of vials and corked bottles and stuff. And it's got some interesting stuff in there actually. But it's all he starts listing off the prices, and it's all exorbitant prices, like total ripoffs. But there is a Boulderhead Bock, which is a brew usually made by dwarves that gives you a bonus against being stunned or stupefied, but gives you a penalty to perception. There's a Spiderfoot Brew, which is a level 3 item that gives you, what is it? I think it gives you a climb speed for 15 feet for a minute. There's a Bravos Brew Lesser, which is a level 2 item, which gives you a bonus to will saves, and a even bigger bonus to will saves against fear. There's a Sanguine, which is a pun on the Sanguine Mutagen, which is a level 3 item. Gives you a +2 bonus to fortitude and reflex saves, and makes you take bleed damage. You take piercing and slashing. And there's also something called Wine of Blood, which is a level 5 item consumable. And when you drink it, you gain 2d10 hit points. And additionally, the wine attempts to counteract every negative emotion effect that's affecting you, with the counteract level of 3, counteract modifier of +9. And lastly, a bonus to will saves and whatnot. So they're lower level items, but you never know when they can be used.
Gilda will buy a Bravos Brew.
Bravos Brew.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind. She doesn't have any
Nope.
gold.
Here's Tulok.
Spent it all on the shields.
Look,
Tulok's broke too.
Shreka just spent all his gold on beer.
I'll tell you what. The treasure you just found, the Morlock will accept it at a 10% reduction on its worth.
I think I could talk him into. Well, what would we want to move, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just treasure, so
Could wipe out the room and take it.
we gotta see. Yeah, we have something worth.
You could. There is that.
We essentially have 130 GP in the 3 pieces of treasure we got from him.
Plus, I grabbed that 20 GP medal off of what's his name? Guy that died really easily.
Right. Maybe we
Carmen.
should keep that one to ourselves, though.
You
Like,
got
we don't-
you got a few things in that room too. You got some stuff worth. You got something worth 70 GP.
Yeah. I mean, so we could trade. Like, I could try and talk him into actual value. Like, is there anything on this list that you guys want?
I mean, the spider thing is kind of cool, but I don't necessarily need that.
Bearing in mind that the listed prices there in that list are not accurate. Like he's charging like more than that. It's,
okay.
it's exorbitant. Yeah, he's
that
a
was-
total scam artist.
Yeah,
Well-
fuck it. We don't need that shit.
Yeah.
Kind of already get scammed enough.
We'll come kill him
that's
later.
sunk cost fallacy at its worst.
Okay, so where do we want to go? We've established that we can go back where we came, or I think past the shambling mound in the arena. Is the other directions that we were given.
Yeah, that mound seems pretty menacing.
Is there a door here where I'm...
Yep.
That might be a way... Because we've entered through it kind of like a back route. Maybe that's the way to go. See if we can just sneak in this way.
Yeah, I mean, there's also this
Yeah.
door
So go back
here.
to where you were in that sort of. Yeah, the sort of gallery that looks down upon the testing grounds. We had that
There's-
translucent wall. There's that door that you almost went in when you were there, and then you opted to go to the west.
There's another creature, one of those worm creatures right up there, though. Throwing that out there. I was just thinking we could sneak around if we went south.
Yeah, the Morlock was pretty clear that this whole area was Sagathi territory. I'm game either way. What is there a route that's leaning speaking to you, Duncan?
Nope. But it all sounds terrible.
Yeah, I mean both routes.
I see
I mean-
nothing but downside to both.
Right. So I, James, the player, want to go past the mound because I want to know what that is so badly. But Gilda, after us having trounced Victor, thinks that the testing grounds is probably our easiest way through. Because we have not only tuned up their champion, we have, we've punched out a Sargathi.
Yeah, but that thing could have gotten so much worse if it maintained its wakefulness long enough to actually fuck with us. Like, remember the first time we got confused and nothing bad happened? And then the second time we got confused, it was really bad.
Everything
Yeah.
went wrong.
Right, but the way it looked is that they were just observers in that particular room. So there's a possibility they will let us test, do whatever the fuck Luke Skywalker did on Dagobah without them interfering.
Okay,
Yeah.
speak in like a different kind of nerd to me.
Okay, my vote is going south.
Okay, so when Picard enters the holodeck to do the 1950s gangster thing, he has to complete the story before they let him out.
And so, the Sugathi might let you complete your testing ground.
Think of the Sugathi
Before-
as
before
the
bothering you.
Moriarty program that goes batshit insane in the Sherlock Holmes episode of season.
Okay, so we gotta hope it doesn't play out like. Okay, crystal clear. Let's go for the mound.
Go for the.
Okay.
So you're
Sure. All right. I'll fuck around with the mound.
fucking around with the mound. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So
How do we even get down there?
Yeah, that's you only know one way down there from where you're at, and is to go back up to the next floor, the previous floor,
Yeah.
and then go down the stairs.
So we do that, I guess.
Okay, so you go back the way you came, essentially the way you came down to that observation gallery first.
I mean, we don't know how else to get there, so yeah, I guess.
Yep. Okay.
So we go back up these stairs here.
Yeah.
Through the secret tunnel.
So you, as you're stepping away from the bar and getting ready to sort of head back, The Morlocks are kind of like, giving you nods, and like, even though they know you can't really communicate with more than half of you, they're just like, yeah, and you're awesome. And Krucka, you hear a muffled noise coming from the door behind the bar to the northwest. Like a and then the bartender just like goes over and cracks the door and like puts their head in, and you can hear like, "Let me out!" in Undercommon. "Let me the fuck out of here!" And then you can hear the Morlock just be like, "Shut the fuck up!" and they just slam the door shut.
Well, that's probably nothing. No.
That seems like it's none of our business.
He will sidle on over to the others and, in a hushed tone, I believe there is a, even hushed for Krucka, so he's working at it. I believe there may be trouble behind the bar there. There seems to be someone in distress. Where
are we in this room? I wanna make sure our positioning is correct before we decide to engage.
Yeah. So we are at the table south of the bar, like 25 feet away from the bartender.
Okay.
Tulok just says, why don't we make a run for it? We can lock the door behind us. Or allow them to come in one by one. Create a bottleneck.
We don't know what's in that room.
If it's people, we have to save them.
What's the door made out of, Freeman?
It's like reasonably sturdy wood. This place is in pretty good repair. If old and kind of a little bit roughshod, it's kept well.
But still breakable. It's not like an iron door or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not like iron bounded or anything like that. Yeah.
Gilda will look at the door and, kind of nod. That's a sound strategy, I think. If Tulok, you get through the door. Krucka, you can take the one at the bar, and I'll cover Tulok's retreat. Bottleneck isn't a bad idea, and if they lock us in there, I think I could force our way out for whatever reason. And
then a door.
What are you two looking at?
Then a door to the east opens, and out steps a creature that looks like this. Bald with
Christ.
translucent skin and like a lipless mouth with teeth and a long tongue hanging out. And she just wanders out behind the bar, looks at the bartender, Morlock, nods, and just goes, "What do I hear about these champions that have taken on Shadow Malice? Oh, I've heard great things. Is that them over there?" And the Drider just kind of looks up from her book. Nods yes.
I'm guessing this is Vishari.
Oh, smart.
Krucka, maybe put that medal away real quick like.
And this creature just walks up to you, just wanders up, just like, "So lovely to meet you. I am Vishari."
Bottle cap.
And holds out a hand. And actually, I should have done this earlier, but everyone should get a hero point for their performance in the Battle of the Bands and all their ideas. Really, really good. And I will give a second one to James for catching that right away.
Oh, sweet. I said it a couple of times, but I was muted.
No. That won't make the cut at all. Well, so it's not very often we have someone here coming to show up the band. What brings you down here?
I'm sorry, I only speak Common, Sylvan, Orcish, and Elven. And she'll go through all those languages.
She just turns back. She's like, "What the fuck is this one just say?"
It's not important, eh?
Oh, you speak. Okay, I'll speak to you.
Pleased to meet you. I'm a famous opera singer and just came here to get some... You know how every now and then Chris Rock goes to a really popular comedy club?
Yes, Chris Rock. He's one of those deep gnomes, isn't he?
Yes, exactly.
I think I've heard of him, yes.
Yes, famous for
The
that.
Sea of Sneblin, yes.
It's strange that you're. What is it? It's so wonderful to have you and as entertainment in my tavern. But what are you all doing here by the door? You look tense. Why aren't you sitting down and having a drink?
I'm not gonna lie, I think the beer has gone off a little.
Oh, that's by design, of course.
Well, it's certainly an acquired taste.
Yes. Most of the things down here are acquired, especially for you surface-dwelling people.
Can I sense motive?
What do you mean, surface dwelling people?
I don't understand what you're saying. Shut up.
He was complimenting the tavern.
Yeah, you can't get a read on this creature at all. Like you don't really understand. It appears to be the proprietor of this place and just trying to be friendly with the news that it seems to have heard.
Okay, so he'll just kind of whisper back at them, act natural. And then just kind of like
what was that?
Take a sip at his beer and just give like a grimacing smile.
Well, don't stand by the doors if you're going to enjoy the ale. Have a sit,
Oh, I can't.
Relax.
The doctor says don't sit for 30 minutes after singing.
That's, well, I don't know much about doctoring, but sure, okay.
She's more of a chirurgeon.
Nailed it.
I think that was a 0 point worthy pull.
I'll give Scott a hero point only if Duncan says the word.
Chirurgeon?
Okay, you get a hero point.
Hey.
Because up until now, he's refused to say it.
Yeah, it
Doesn't feel
my,
like a win, but I'll take it.
well, I mean, I'm just happy
I'm
to
feeling
be
generous
talking
today.
about my dear dead physics. So.
I just put you through a battle of the bands. I think you guys need a break.
A nice soothing combat would go down super great right now.
Well, now's your chance.
Anyway, Vishari seems to be like pressuring you a little bit. The mood is getting a little awkward, especially for those who can't understand what
Yeah.
she's saying. But it's like, no.
James, am getting tense at the situation of Kruka being our face.
Yeah. She just seems to be a little bit suspicious of you all like clambered by the door with your beers or not beers in hand. Like you're supposed to be relaxing in this. You're supposed to be relaxing in this tavern as the victors of the Battle of the Bands, and she's getting a weird read off of you for it.
Tulok edges north 5 feet towards the bar, but more to look into the hall that she came from, though he realizes he can't see shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems to be just a small hallway that splits off to the north and south. That's it.
Okay, well, Kruka will shuffle over to the bar and take a seat and try to glance back or like listen back, kind of get some read on what's going on behind the bar. But
Sure. You've all been sort of like socially bullied into going back to the bar, and Vishari gets behind the bar with the Murloc and stands behind it, like right in the midst of the three of you on the other side of the wood.
So tell me, why are you here? Why did you come and challenge the Shadow Malice Band in my tavern?
Kruka, what's
And
she
he-
saying?
yeah, he'll turn to her and say, "Well, I think it would be a bit rude for us to continue this conversation with two of my bandmates unable to continue with us. I don't suppose you speak common. No. Well,
No.
Tell her that we came here to be flesh warped. We've heard about the amazing things that Jafaki can do, and we've contacted him and we're looking to find him."
yes, that.
And Kruka does such.
Yes.
Maybe not, though we've contacted in part. Maybe that we're just seeking him out. Because that's an easy bit of the lie we could get trapped in.
Okay, we've heard of Jaffaki and the wonders being performed down here. I run in some great social circles that have, and the word has gone wide, and the people in the know, if you know what I mean.
Yes, wonders they may be, but they are more than that. They are torture. They are warping of the flesh. You seem, well, talented, but mere babes. You don't seem like you quite know what you're getting into. Do you understand the extraordinary lengths that are required to warp one's flesh? And
Look, lady, I took
survive?
toughness and die hard.
And she, like, I mean, that's a very meta phrase, but does the Tulok say something to that effect with
was
that
just Scott's
intonation?
joke.
Damn it.
No, that was Scott's joke.
Perhaps you are in over your head. Yes, some of us are here to be warped by Jaffakeith's talents, but some of us are here to just do what we do. Perhaps your talents should remain as performers and not be muddled by such extreme measures.
Perhaps Jaffaki would be a better judge of that. I believe an expert such as myself would benefit from speaking to an expert such as him.
That is fair. I do not know when they will next be by, but given you have outperformed Shadow Malice, I will put my word in for you.
And then you hear more muffled noises from behind the door, and Vishari just turns to the Morlock bartender and just jerks her head to the side, and the Morlock goes through the door. As the door opens, you can hear some yelling and screaming like, "Let me the fuck out of here!" And the door slams, and then you just hear shortly after some silence.
Never mind.
Shit.
Never mind that.
Gilda.
It's just,
Yeah, kind of has to, huh?
sometimes it's just dinner cooking up a fuss. You understand.
I don't know if I really do.
Again, the voice wasn't undercommon, just so you know, but you could tell it's distress.
Right, yeah, so Gilda can for sure tell it's distress.
I mean, yeah. Given
Oh
like
boy,
the
here we
previous
go.
one, and then the next one, it's like, ah, and they're like,
So,
you know,
seeing this, is there something...
Gilda's gonna dive over the bar at this woman.
Yeah, I want to distract her, like draw her attention towards the door. So if Gilda goes at her, she's going to be otherwise distracted. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You can like see Gilda slowly raising her, like underneath the bar. She's like slipping both of her hands through the bracers of her shield, and she is just gonna full blown Captain America across the bar at this woman.
God, it's amazing.
Oh boy. Here we go.
All right, you are leaping across the bar.
Yep, she is going to, dive across the bar, shield first, in some combination of shield bash tackle kind of thing. Like, I think her first goal is to trip her, but my thoughts are, leap, shield bash, trip, as a full turn.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Because the action is to essentially start before combat and catch her off by surprise. So the
Right,
idea
yeah.
here is to get the initiative.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do is, because obviously we know the Twee doesn't have surprise rounds. What I will allow is you can roll athletics as your initiative if you like, And I
was
will
gonna make that.
I will fully allow you to just be on the other side of the bar when combat starts,
Okay, that works for me.
instead of spending it on your first turn. So you leap across the bar in a very hostile fashion, which does take Vishari by surprise to a degree, but only to a little bit of a degree, because she's been on tenterhooks a little bit about you. All right, let's get some initiative in this insane scenario
32 for
that you
Gilda.
almost got out of, but I roped you back in. 32 for Gilda. Very good. Krucka?
23.
All right. Tulak?
11.
Nice.
Brutal. Thank God you guys get some hero points. Rolling initiative for everyone right out of the gate. Lady Gilda.
Yeah, taking that initiative.
With the surprise. Let's go.
First action, shield up. Second action, check jab with a 22 to hit.
22 is a miss.
That third action will be, I said trip, but I'm going to go with a grapple.
Okay.
So that will be an athletics versus your fortitude DC.
Okay. Nat minus whatever.
Yeah, that's a 27.
27 against my fortitude. Fortitude this one. Fortitude DC.
Yep.
That is a success.
Okay, they are grabbed until the end of my next turn,
Cool.
unless I move or they escape.
And next action?
That's it. Shield punch.
Oh,
grab.
shield up. Shield punch grab. Cool.
Oh yeah, I don't know what any of these things have. Shield up.
Next is the Drider, who irritatedly drops their book onto the floor and turns towards you all and is going to, let's see, is going to launch a magic missile at Lady Gilda, raising one hand and just like boom, boom, boom. 3 missiles come flying at you. 3, 5, and 3. So 11 points of force damage, just bam, 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 bump into you. And next up is Krucka.
Oh, boy.
And you just hear the Drider be like,
Not again. I will bounce you out of here.
Still don't speak undercover. But I'm getting from the magic missile that you're a touch upset.
You can probably get it from context clues. And he's going to clamber over the bar. Is that just difficult terrain to get over?
you're looking at like you gotta leap, so it's part of a move action. So yeah, just toss me a. Actually, no, you should be fine. Actually, I think you can.
Yeah, it's only
do
10
it.
feet.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so he's gonna get into flanking with Lady Gilda and strike with the axe. Let's see what we're dealing with. 30 to hit.
30 hits.
8 slashing.
Wow, that is the
Weak.
lowest damage you can possibly do. Literally,
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
two ones on 2d12, no rage.
That doesn't feel right for Kraken.
Yeah,
it
doesn't at all, does it? I was like, what?
Oh, jeez, I'm still in singing mode. Sorry.
All right, let's jump over and slash. Anything else?
Yeah, I did this in the wrong order because I was thinking I would save
you
it, save it for a reaction. But I've got too many reactions that I keep forgetting I can only use one a round. So
Yeah, that's fair.
third action rage. That's it.
Third action, rage. Okay. You're just reacting to Gilda, basically, at this point.
No,
You just
he's-
leap over and swing. You're like, wait a second.
And then he's angry at himself for not hitting that.
You
arrow.
lean down to pump up your sneakers.
It's like, oh, you could have done better. I'm so stupid.
Okay, next up is the door opens next to you, Krucka, and a Morlock is standing there. It's like, what's going on? And he just swings. Or actually, he comes at you and he tries to bite you with an 18.
Swings the jaws. It does not hit.
That's a miss. Okay. Next up is the Morlock that was sitting at the bar, who is going to just spring to action and run over to Tulok. and grabs one of the chairs and just picks it up and just tries to smash it over Tulok's head with a 21 to hit.
That's a miss. Good old-fashioned bar fight.
Smashes the wooden chair off the bar by mistake, turns and grabs a pewter mug from the table and tries to swing that at you. Misses with a 21 again. And next up, and a Morlock to the south just starts running. Okay, let me just double check what his movement speed is here. There we go. Is going to start beelining up towards you, Tulok, as well. Spends 2 actions getting there. And is going to do the same and just come at you with its jaws for a 19 and misses. Next up is Vishari. Let's see here. Vishari is grabbed by Lady Gilda and just gives this snarled look towards her. It's like,
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
and just balls up her fist and just like tenses it and just gives a swift, like, short punch to her. And let's see here. It's going to be... Oh, God. No, it's not good. 25 to hit.
Nope.
Okay.
I might hit Tulok, but nobody on this side.
Sure
Yeah.
would.
Misses with that, and then will come at you with... Oh, no, it's not going to work. Let's see here. She's got a gnarly stat block. Is going to attempt to escape the grab. Because it's the next best thing. Let's go with... it's going to be an unarmed attack to escape. Mat minus 5 is a 29 versus your athletics DC.
29 is a success.
Okay. Tries to gut punch you, which you could tell was like probably gonna be pretty brutal. And then uses that opening, despite it missing, to like catch you off guard and just like slip free. But that's all she can do right now. Another Morlock to the south is going to beeline it up towards Tulok and getting to a swarming stance with the other the Morlock south of Tulok words and stuff, and is going to attempt its own Jaws attack.
Bring it on.
For a 22 to hit.
Miss.
It's 23. No, it still misses.
Still miss.
And it will... I mean, it'll happily try another one. No, it's not going to hit. These guys are too low. Tulok, you're getting surrounded, but you seem to be okay. What are you going to do?
So Tulok is going to hop over the bar to the north into Krucka's Square, and then move past the Morlock and tumble through into the room.
Okay, give me your tumble through, see if you can succeed here. That's an acrobatics.
21 against their reflex DC.
That is a meat to beat.
Just
barely.
I was real worried you were going to end up on top of the bar.
Yeah. Okay, you've entered the other room, and you can see that there are 3 individuals in that room that are basically like tied up to these hooks on the wall. One of them is missing their right hand. It looks really, really, really rough, and it's kind of mumbling to themselves. Look like that. There is an unconscious, gray, old-looking gnome sort of creature that's totally passed out, and there is a totally conscious drow that's like with these eager eyes, like, you gotta get me out of here, you gotta get me out of here, and is saying that in Elven.
Ooh, I know that.
Yep.
Is that first one? Are they an O-Red? Like, are they Geniekin? Or Jinkin?
You don't know.
Okay,
I know.
So I hopped.
Valid. And
You'll have to
accurate.
wait and find out.
How many actions did I just use to get there? Because was it 1 to hop over the
Yeah,
bar?
it's a leap and a tumble through. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a little extra movement. So Tulok will move to finish his move to that guy who talked to him, and he says, "We're allies. Will you help us now?"
I mean, he looks in rough shape. He's
Okay,
like
so
conscious,
classic they
but he's
can't
like,
fight.
He's been beat the fuck up. Yeah. But he's just at least conscious and like ready to go. But yeah, he's the only one of the three. But like, yeah, right now you're not so sure they would be much help in the fight.
Okay, that's fine. I don't have enough actions left to cast a spell anyway, so he's just gonna untie him.
Okay. And you do it to this guy?
Oh, whoever spoke with me.
All right, that's you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another Morlock to the south is going to.
Always remember, kids, if you're getting in a bar fight, poison the drinks first.
Yeah, Morlock to the farthest south is the last one to join the fray and is going to run up and then use its leap attack to get onto the bar.
Oh shit!
And as it does, it just grabs a chair, just going and tries to swing it down onto Lady Gilda's head, and that's a sweet 19 to hit. These things are never going to hit you guys.
That's a critical fail.
Lady Gilda, you're up.
First action, shield comes back up. Second
Okay.
action, based on the check jab last time, this one will be a solid hook. Not with a 22, it's not. I'm guessing that misses, so she will. She's gonna trip this time.
Okay.
It's a 22 to trip.
Gets my reflex.
Yep.
No dice.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Looking at the wrong stat block. Nope. Still no dice.
Flanked.
Still no dice.
All right.
Someone get some dice.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's all three.
Oh, yeah. You attacked. Cool. I don't know why I can't keep track of your turns at all.
Going fast. Going
Yeah.
fast, bud.
All right. So let me see here. The Drider is now going to cast a spell at Lady Gilda again. This time, I would like a Fortitude save, please. As this green ray shoots from her fingers at you.
32.
That's a success. You become enfeebled one. As Ray of Enfeeblement hits you. Oh, shoot. I actually need to roll an attack roll for that. I forgot.
Yep.
Let me just double check that first. 29 to hit.
Nope. Get that the fuck out of here.
God damn it. And you can see the Drider's like, just like annoyed. Just living the life of annoyance. And like any bouncer would. And
like it hits her. Like it hits her shield,
Yeah.
but it like deflects off into this wall over
Yeah.
here.
Suck it, bar.
Yeah. All right, and from there, the Drider is just going to, it's actually going to start skittering up behind the bar and like getting in next to you. So you're now flanked with Vishari and the Drider, who's just like legs half on the bar, half on the ground, just like, and it just pulls out this big fucking glaive as it does up its back. Oh, it doesn't actually get that close. Yeah, there we go. It's got reach. Of course it does. Kraka, you're up.
Ring of the Ram, baby.
You're gonna punch her into Gilda. Push us
No.
both 10 feet.
So it's going to be. Well, no, that doesn't work like that. It's one creature that I get to choose.
Oh, okay.
But the first action is going to be to take a swing of the axe at what's her name, Vishtari.
Vishari.
I like Vishtari better. 22 to hit, hero points. 33 to hit.
That's a hit. Not a crit, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, it's a crit with flanking.
Hey.
Hey, hell
Well, I
yeah.
already rolled my damage. Should I just double it then?
There's a double button for me to use, yeah, so it's fucking 62 points of damage.
It is 62 points of damage. Yep.
Oh my god. Massive hit. Just cracking her in the back with that axe. Just like
That
you
was
did
one
Merchant.
of 3 actions.
Seriously.
Yeah, he's gonna. His second strike is gonna be. No, you know what? He's gonna do a 2-action Ring of the Ram against the spider lady.
Oh, okay. What's the range on that? How does that work?
1 creature within 60 feet. I'll put it
Damn.
in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking
He's
bonkers.
straight up fucking Hal Jordan at this point.
Joanne
Joanne blast
McLeod.
of force slams to within 60
It's Hal
feet.
Johnson.
It's not a. Yeah, it's not a.
That's a true deep cut for our Uncharted North friends.
That's good. Yeah, it's not a cone. It's just you can just point it. It just fucking hits them. This is
A spectral ram
ridiculous
comes
item.
out.
Yeah, that's what I'm
We're giving
saying.
out.
He's a fucking. I mean, I guess he's closer
Oh,
to
yeah.
Atrocitus than he is to Hal Jordan,
God.
but he's a
Okay,
straight up
all right.
Green Lantern.
A ram-shaped blast slams into one foe you can see within 60 feet. A number of actions used determines the intensity. That's it. Okay, all right.
you.
2 action against the Drider.
Ram you. DC 22 fortitude save.
Fortitude save. Okay. Fucking natural 1.
Oh,
failure.
baby. So critical success or critical fail, target takes double damage and is pushed twice the distance. It doesn't have twice the distance to be pushed, but it'll take 16
Well,
force
if
damage
it's-
and get pushed backwards.
16 force damage, and it's gonna slam into the wall and take another 1d6, which is 2 bludgeoning.
Might as well take a body break while you're at it.
Oh man. Okay. Great turn, Krucka. Holy shit. Next up is the Morlock next to you, who is going to continue trying to bite you. 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, that does hit. Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a. Oh wait, wrong button. You're gonna take a sweet 7 piercing.
Almost got through my temp HP.
It's not. I think they poison you or something. Like, don't they have a bite?
No, they don't actually. No,
Oh,
not these
excellent.
guys. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna take another bite, and another
nibble.
bite, and those are going to both miss.
More in their name is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah. The next Morlock is gonna do his leap attack up onto the thing and come at you with a pewter mug in his hand. That's a 26 to hit.
Ooh, more like pewter mug. That hits.
Oh, sorry. I didn't just realize that pewter mugs are actually a thrown weapon. But it actually doesn't matter. It's the same for the jaws here. So let's say it bites you. That's 6.
You could
6
braid
damage.
somebody with a cup made of metal.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
We'll call it 6 bludgeoning.
6 bludge. Okay.
And it'll go for Jaws attack after that for an 18 to hit and miss. And next up is another Morlock who is going to leap attack onto the bar as well. And
It's a regular Coyote Ugly situation around here.
Definitely not in my favor here. That's going to be a miss. And then it is Vishari who is going to attempt, probably futilely. All right, Lady Yoda has a 35 smack you.
that'll hit.
Okay. You take 17 bludgeoning damage, and I need you to roll me a fortitude save as one of these really intense blows come at you again.
28.
That is a success. You are stunned 1. As this blow just like rocks your motor control a little bit.
Oh shit, that is not
and-
okay.
Yeah. And then next up, it's the. Let's see here. She's going to bite at you for a 21 and miss. Next up, another Morlock jumps on the bar, gets into a swarming stance. It's going to attempt to Jaws attack Krucka with a 23
Nope.
and then a 10. These
Oh
are
wait, no, I'm
useless.
flanked, aren't I? Yeah.
Oh, you're
it
flanked, yeah.
does hit me, yeah.
It does hit. Oh, look at that. Okay. You get 6 piercing.
Okay.
Enjoy.
It would be better for me if you could just give me one big hit instead of all these little ones. This is way less convenient.
Hey, you guys started the bar brawl, sort of. Tulak, what do you got?
Tulak raises his arms after releasing this drow and will summon a skeletal champion to the north of this Morlock.
Okay. Skeletal champion. What a classic. What a classic.
Alakazam.
And so he will strike out with flanking with his longsword. A 15 to hit.
It hits with flanking.
Oh my god. I probably shouldn't have wasted the spell on them.
Just shooting Morlocks in a barrel.
8 points of damage,
Okay.
and we'll strike out again at with claw this time. Map -4. It's 18 to hit.
That hits.
8 points of damage again.
All right. 8. Beautiful. Very good.
And he looks over his shoulder and he says, "Who are you? What have they done to you? Why are you here?"
Okay. Oh, you're talking to the drow, yeah.
That's right.
And he's just like,
They're planning on eating me. Can you believe it? They're going to eat us all.
and that's all he gives you for now.
Okay.
Lady Gilda, top of the order. Stop looking at cartoons.
Priorities, man. Shield up. Punch, 29.
Hits.
13 points bludgeoning, 5 points positive. They're undead.
They are not.
And
And that's all you get to do, because you're stunned one. You lose an action
Yeah.
on your turn.
that's right.
Shield up
That.
and punch. And Vishari's like, ah! He's like, get a hit in. She's like,
Stun
ah!
ticks away.
It does tick away, so it's done now. Yeah. And next up is the Drider, who is not impressed and is going to step forward with that glaive in hand and swing at Lady Gilda. Fucking missing so brutally. I'm rolling
Well,
awful.
she is flanked.
It's a 24.
Oh, yeah. No. No,
Yeah,
sir.
no, it's not gonna happen. But she'll go for a second swing. That's a natural 20 for 31.
Okay.
That is... Yeah, that's a crit. Fuck.
That's a crit, just barely.
Just barely.
Amazing. If I had crit on a map -10, it would not have hit. All right, critical damage incoming. With a deadly D8 glaive slashing down on you, 36 points of damage.
Ooh.
Okay, I will block. Can you throw it in the chat?
Wait.
Weh.
And it's Kraka's turn.
Yikes.
Yikes, indeed.
Well, Lady Gilda being in flanking is probably not helping us. So let's end
What,
that.
so, I actually have a question about this before we go forward. Where does the resistance come into play? Does it come into play before the shield block or after the shield block?
I believe it's always before.
That's how it's looking in Foundry, but it's not showing its math, so I can't tell for sure.
Yeah, if Foundry is auto-calculated in that regard, then yeah, just trust it. There is a very particular order of operations for exactly that sort of thing.
That's why I was asking.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just to make
So-
sure Foundry, because there are some quirks here. But
I trust
Okay,
the guys
ignore me.
who do the module for this to have that nailed down. Yeah.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna go back to.
Looking up cartoons.
Well, it's
Kraka, what do you
Jennifer
got?
Hale. I love Jennifer.
It's a really
She's
bad
amazing.
cartoon. I'm
She's
warning you
amazing.
right now. The best part is the opening theme song. Kraka will swing with the axe. Let's kill this thing. 20 to hit.
What are you attacking?
Vishari.
Vishari? Oh no, that's a miss.
Hero point.
He's gonna blow them away. I love it.
To 24.
That hits with flanking.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
29 damage.
Oof. Oh, massive hit. Just another one between the shoulder blades. Just, ah!
You stupid. Oh, God.
Actually, I'm very smart.
Struggling.
Map -5, 16 to hit.
That's a miss.
Third action. Fuck, he's pretty boxed in here, huh?
Yep.
Okay, he's gonna strike at the Morlock to his south with a map -10. It'll be a -9 with the sweep trade. 19 to hit.
Yep, that's gonna hit. But I had to determine which one you're gonna hit because there's 2 of them there.
Okay.
Okay.
19.
How much damage you do?
19.
19 damage. Okay. There you go. Beautiful. That's you. Morlock to your north is going to attack. 28 hits you. Yeah, flanking. 6 piercing. That's it. Let's move on. Another one. The one to your south is going to do the same. Miss. Morlock that is in between the other 2 on the bar is going to let's see here, attack you. 26 hits you. Yes.
Yep.
Not flanking.
Not flanking.
It's another 6 damage. And then it is Vishari's turn, who is going to leap over the bar.
I'll take my AO up.
Yeah, give it to me.
Come on.
That's a natural 1 for 17, so I'm going to throw out a hero point on this one.
0 point.
That is a 30 to hit.
Yeah.
Describe your kill.
10
It's
points.
impossible. You have 3 hit points left.
No kill. So she goes to
Oh.
jump over the bar, and Gilda
Yeah.
just like punches her in the ribs as she's going, and she just falls and just eats the bar for a hot second.
Amazing. Knocks her.
So
the
she
fuck
may
out.
be dead based on her head hitting the bar and then stone.
That's not good for
Yeah,
you.
it didn't kill her.
Another Morlock to the south of Kruka is going to come at you, flanking. Nope. Miss. Tulok.
Tulok will sustain the spell and then also cast Telekinetic Projectile on the Morlock to his south.
Okay.
30. Natty 20 for a 35 to hit
Oh, yeah. That's a big old crit.
for 32 points of bludgeoning damage as a stone comes
yeah.
down on its head.
Dead.
Okay.
Liquefies.
The Skeletal Champion moves south and then east to be between Lady Gilda and Kruka, and will strike out at the middle Morlock on the bar.
Okay.
26 to hit
Yep, that hits.
for 10 points of slashing damage.
Very good. Very nice. All right, and we got one of the Morlocks in the bar that is going to continue trying to attack Lady Gilda. That is going to miss miserably the whole time. Top of the order, Lady Gilda.
All right, Gilda's first action will be to attempt to tumble through this Drider. 5 on each side, so that's 20, which is exactly perfect. That is a 29 versus your reflex DC.
Reflex DC, yes, that'll do.
Second action, shield up. Third
Okay.
action, punch in the thorax. That is another natural 1 for a 17.
Damn. Okay,
That's
that's
her.
your turn.
Just
All right.
rolling through all those legs.
Good.
Okay, the Drider is going to, let's see here, take a step away from you, turn around
Yeah.
with the glaive.
I'll throw a punch her way then.
No, it's a step. Can't do it.
Oh, right step. My bad.
And is going to swing that glaive around, hoping to hit, and is going to be a miss. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad for me. Kruka.
Now, when you say bad for you, oh yeah, no, you're right.
I'm
This is bad
performing
for you.
poorly.
Oh, and there's no thorax on a spider. That's why you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Aim for the
That's,
wrong
it's
spot.
the abdomen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a fused thorax and head, those spiders, and Kruka's going to drive it.
What was that word you used?
best going along episode ever.
Yes. Strike to the thorax. 31 to hit.
That'll hit.
32 damage. 8 fire.
Damn, you hit hard. Holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yep, cleaning up.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, one more strike with a map -5. 26 to hit.
That hits.
21 damage.
Okay. Brutal.
That's a turn.
Okay. Next up, it's going to be a Morlock, who is going to just dance along his teammates and get into another swarming stance with a different one and try and hit Krucka, missing the whole time.
Yep. He's nimble like that.
Another Morlock
Duck in a weave.
doing the same. I got a 25 in there, not flanking.
Yeah, that hits.
8 piercing, please.
Okay, I've almost totaled what James got in one hit.
And one Morlock's going to run through the room here and seeing Tulok and try and strike him. 28 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
It's like 8 piercing from the jaws, and another bite misses, and it's your turn.
Okay, Tulok will retort, pulling a stone down upon this creature with another telekinetic projectile. 23 to hit.
That hits.
17 points of damage.
Oh, nearly killing it.
Sustains the spell.
Yeah.
And Skeletal Champion comes into his aid and will strike out with the longsword. 28 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. That's a crit.
Oh, 12 points of damage, slashing.
Dead. Yeah. Absolutely dead.
And that's it for me.
That poor creature didn't see it coming at all.
Fuck around and find
All
out,
right.
baby.
Let's see here. Oh, I got 2 more hits off on you, Krucka. With a 27 and a 25. That's total of 15 more damage.
Oh no!
And it's Lady Gilda's turn.
That was my sarcastic danger voice, by the way.
Shield, step, punch, 31 to hit.
That hits.
16 points bludgeoning, 2 points positive.
Again, the positive only affects undead, right?
Yeah,
Sorry, 16 you said?
yeah, 16 bludgeoning.
Okay. The Drider's looking rough.
Taking it to the
and
flank
it
bank.
is going to take a risk, and it's going to start to run.
No escape.
It's going to leap over that
Ayo.
bar. AOO, no escape.
34 to hit with flanking.
Oh, boy. Yep. That's a crit.
Oh, that's a crit. That'll be 30 points of bludgeoning.
Okay, it's just as you're about to follow it, Krucka, it just collapses to the ground.
Oh, it looked like it was gonna run, but then it stopped.
That's embarrassing. You just
All those
bump
legs,
and
you'd think it
falls
would be
over.
better at running.
All right, Krucka, it's your turn. You just got some Morlocks left.
Yeah, not for long. Directly to the
Sweep.
Yep, directly to the south. 24 damage, or 24 to hit. Sorry,
Yep.
30 damage.
Yep. Still up,
Oh wow.
sadly. Not by much, though.
Yeah, the second strike will be against the one to the southwest.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
16 to hit.
It's a miss, actually.
Yeah, well,
Is that with the +1 for sweeping?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And fuck it, map -10 to the one directly to the south. 15 to hit doesn't hit.
No. All right. Just going to expedite this. Krucka, you can take 6 more points of damage. And then another 7. You're just soaking up the damage on these Morlocks. Tulok, what do you got? This is
Tulok
dumb.
will move into a position where he can see the Morlocks on the bar.
I think I felt something.
Just be like, and he just turns to them and says, "I hope you had a good time at the show, but unfortunately it'll be your last. So you die here today. And we'll attempt to intimidate. Natural 20. Thus Morlock.
Yep.
Skeletal champion comes in and attacks it.
I'm going to be
26
frightened
to
2
hit.
for that? Is that
Yeah.
what's happening? Okay.
You'd think it would be pretty frightened to begin with.
Oh my god. Where's the frightened condition? I can't even find it. There we go. Alright, frightened 2, 26 to hit. That's a crit. With the
16
frightened.
points of damage.
Okay. Right, brutal hit. Beautiful. Oh, you get another attack, don't you?
Nope, that's it. He moved.
Oh, he moved. Okay. Cool. This is a waste of time, but we're going by the rules. Miss, Lady Gilda, what you got?
Stride, and then she will strike at the one frightened 2. That's a 19 to hit.
That's it.
13 points bludgeoning.
Yep, it's out. Unconscious.
And then map -4 against the next one. It's a 27 to hit.
Yep, that's a crit.
32 points bludgeoning.
Yeah, it's also unconscious.
Yep. So there are 2 unconscious Morlocks, an unconscious Drider, an unconscious Bellstrix flesh warp kind of thing, and Gilda just like dusts her hands off.
You did a lot of work, Lady Gilda. You should take a rest in the next room.
All right, the one you just knocked out falls out the bar, but there's still one Morlock left. Krucka, what do you got?
Is there one more?
Oh, they were
They were
swarming.
in the swarming stance.
Right. He'll be surprised. Oh, thought you were dead.
He's like, yeah, when it just falls over, you're like, wait a second, I thought you just got knocked over.
31 to hit.
That's a crit.
32 damage. That's not very much.
That's not a crit though. That's your. Is that a crit?
Yeah, that's
Oh, it is.
that's a crit.
Oh,
That's
you roll
just
minimum damage again.
minimum damage.
Okay, still not dead.
What?
It blows my mind that your minimum damage crit is about as much as I can max on my crits. like 36 is my max crit.
Yeah.
Yes, but he makes up for it by absolutely shitting the bed when it comes to a normal conversation.
Nice.
So I'm at -5. He had an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Fuck yes. 26.
Describe your kill at the end of this episode.
He pretty much just drops the axe on it at this point. He's so done with it, and it just kind of like goes up in a little puff of smoke.
And just as you manage to slaughter the last Morlock here, and you have several unconscious bodies, that's when you all notice that on the stage is all 4 members of Shadow Malice, and they all just slow clap. Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.